Hi friends, this is Kalpun Piso presenting some interesting facts. Keep in mind, we create thoughts with the brain. And as I have said ad nauseum, there is a neurological disorder that nobody seems to see, and it is God belief, the concept of God belief, which is no different than the bizarre mathematical beliefs of imaginary friends at the root of schizophrenia and also temporal lobe epilepsy. In other words, neurological disorders that affect your neural array, disrupting cognition, disconnect of thoughts. Take some drugs, get a brain operation, and you'll see what I mean. It happens in all religions, also in neurological disorders. So religion is synonymous to schizophrenia, same thing. And there is different degrees of severity. It's like people with develop full-blown AIDS. They have the virus, but they look very healthy. And it can become full-blown at any time. People that are brought up in religious homes, exactly the same thing happens. Because we are born, we are product of coitus and born with a blank brain. Is anybody born knowing things and speaking Chinese or speaking English right away? Saying, oh, here I am, God, how nice. No. We acquire all that with the imprinting period, and people don't understand that. They don't get it through their heads. The greatest cancer in the United States of America is Christianity. Is belief in God, in somebody that resurrects and saved with blood, which it is a psychopathy, it is a disorder, it is a neurological disorder that is spread in the millions of churches in this country. That is the cause of all the absurd laws that you have in this country. And the intolerance, the homophobia, the racism, all of that is due to religion, to the belief of the religious psychosis, which in the case of the United States is ChristPsychosis, which is the belief that somebody named Jesus Christ resurrects and saves with blood. And there are many denominations. That is the problem in this country today. I'm going to discuss the different laws, like stand your ground law, product of a result of ChristPsychosis infecting the mind of lawyers, the mind of the government, the mind of people that create the laws in this country.
Rico Gray 3 years ago, but she only sees her child in photographs. Rico Gray has custody.
This is my life, and it's my life, and it's not in a plan. It is my
ChristPsychosis, racism,
20-year sentence.
deeply infected with Christian cognition deficits, and nobody sees it. She belongs in a mental institution. And you know who the prosecuting attorney in Florida is? It's a ChristPsychosis infected woman. She's no different than a schizophrenic. That's why she has cognitive dissonance and cognition deficits. She doesn't know if it's coming or going. Bipolar completely. She gave this black woman 20 years for standing her ground. But I don't know, she's black, so it doesn't matter. So you see the dissonance here? And the reason is because the woman belongs in a mental institution. Angela Corey is a ChristPsychosis infected imbecile that belongs in a mental institution like the rest of the Christian imbeciles all over the place. And they are in government. Look at the God-obsessed party, the GOP. These senators are disgusting people. They are racist. They are homophobes. They are ignorant. You can see the laws that they are saying. These people are the countries is screwed up because religious beliefs, especially the belief in a resurrecting zombie that's saved with blood, is not defined for the mental illness it is. It's a form of schizophrenia. It's like temporal lobe epilepsy. It's a disease, a brain disease. And when person have a problem with their brains, they cannot tell between fantasy and reality. And that happens in all these people that go to church. And they get reinfected in churches. There are millions of churches. And these people don't pay taxes. They're completely psychotic and nobody sees it. This is the problem. And then you have Angela Curry. This woman is a psychopath. It's disgusting. She put a young kid, a young black kid, I don't know how many years, give him in prison instead of try him as an adult. See, this is the problem. You have to read between the lines of this psychopath. And nobody sees them for the crazy people they are. That belongs in institutions. They don't belong as an attorney in Florida or any place in government. No. They belong in asylums. They belong in mental institutions for the ChristPsychosis infected imbeciles they are. They suffer from like the Jerusalem syndrome. They go to Jerusalem and they start believing they are something else. Psychopath.
Problem. Do you know him, sir? No, but I know he's a problem. What is he doing? Not doing much. He's walking, but he's a problem.
What about it? God is about to vomit you out pretty soon.
Good.
Okay?
Good.
And on that day,
No,
I'm not going to be...
in a mental institution, that's what it should be.
How dare I? How can I say that?
Exactly.
That's so wrong.
Well said.
Yes, of the people on 9/11, he blames gays, and he says they should be vomited out from the
See?
land, and that they should...
Well said.
But that's okay.
Well said.
No, it's not okay. Pat
He's my
Robertson is
hero
a
now.
Terrible, terrible human being.
Well
The
said.
day that God vomits him.
Born gay?
I don't know. I do think that who you are is who you are.
At 25, feels like himself, but it's been a painful road. He questioned his sexuality at 6 in conversion therapy. Therapy they were told could make him straight.
Nobody connects the dots. These people are everywhere. They're psychotic. They're infecting everything. And they get away with murder as long as you're a Christian. You can spew all the disease and be as crazy as you want, and you're saying because it's faith in God. And you're moral. They're psychotic. They're disgusting. And these people are, and they don't pay taxes in churches. They give therapy to try to convert gays into straight by reading them the Bible. And they practice exorcism. And the Jew psychotics, they suck the blood of kids during circumcision, giving them herpes. And the other priests, I mean, they abuse their bodies, they abuse their brains, and nobody put these morons, these ChristPsychosis infected lunatics, in the mental institutions they belong. They have a problem with the brain and nobody sees it. They're losing the streets. Religion is organized as schizophrenia. And it seems like Christianity is just a form of schizophrenia that is considered sanity, and you can actually practice it in the streets and do anything you want. Just call it Christianity. But Christianity is a mental illness. It's a disease. It's a psychopathy that is extremely dangerous. It's the most virulent of the religious psychosis. God-belief psychosis infected the human brain.
Insists it can work. She says she was a lesbian, but therapy and prayer turned her straight.
See?
I didn't leave
Christian piece of shit.
I was on addiction to my faith.
She says she's used conversion therapy on patients
See?
and a ban that would make
See?
it legal for minors.
Oh, Christian crap.
Prevents
There
them
you
from
go.
getting the help that they desire.
You know, my daughter says she's gay. We want you to change that. What do you do?
That the child sexual orientation, I honor and respect what the client wants, because ultimately, not the parent.
Now, this won't restrict religious institution or others that are not licensed therapists from
Trained professionals, they're not licensed, they're not under a board that of ethics that they must.
this infringes on their rights.
Talk therapy is talk therapy. There's no danger in talk.
See? Christian piece of shit.
Key question. Evidence it works. The World Health Organization says it represents a serious threat to the health and well-being of affected.
Yeah, like churches too.
Serious consequences, and they may also cause harm.
But New Jersey.
Did you notice? The elephant in the room. These psychiatrists, tunnel vision, they had their brain at the ass. They don't realize that all these people are Christians. They are religious people. And a religious person, a Christian, is a person that believes in prayer. They believe in spirits, which is actually air in the lungs. But anyway, they believe in all this demonic possession, hocus pocus crap. They believe they're Christians. If you're a Christian, you have to believe in a resurrected zombie that's saved with blood for the sin committed by a mud man and a rib woman when they accepted a fruit offered by a talking snake in a garden, which is in the Bible. They had their head up their ass, and it's thanks to the DSM-4. The Diagnostic and Statistical Manual of Mental Disorders, which is written, it wasn't called like that, but it was written by Christian psychotic idiots in the United States government in 1840s. They had no idea the brain creates all the thinking, and God is a psychosis. Believing God is psychosis is no different than schizophrenia. See, you cannot find me one single religious belief that doesn't have imaginary friends accepted as reality. Find me one single neurological disorder like schizophrenia that is not based in the acceptance of imaginary friends, bizarre beliefs as reality. Connect the dots. Religion and mental disorders are one. Schizophrenia is just another, religion is another name for schizophrenia, and they don't see it. They are imbeciles that let these people loose in the street. All these Christians belong in mental institutions. Close all the churches down. They keep infecting the brain of children. Some children get very susceptible. They're very gullible and susceptible to this disease, this garbage beliefs in churches every Sunday. They molest them and they turn him into psychopath later on. This is the cause. Because intolerance, racism, everything. Religion is a mental illness. And this is and atheists, clueless atheists don't say anything about it. The scientists, the atheist scientists doesn't even speak about it, don't connect the dots. They don't connect religious beliefs and faith to a neurological disorder. And they should mention and talk about it. They never do.
We'll read it, see what it says, and which is going to take precedence, the Supreme Court of the United States?
Two things there that's really important. First of all, at the end, he said, what's going to matter more, the Bible or the Supreme Court and the Constitution? You know, what the Muslim Brotherhood is saying in Egypt now. They're saying, hey, listen, what matters more, right? And by the way, they actually have democracy on their side. Their guy actually got democratically elected. But now he was overthrown because he was not following democracy in terms of saving the Constitution.
Exactly.
He got rid of parts of Parliament, etc. Right?
Exactly. You know, Sank, the young Turks, he's great. But again, he doesn't connect the dots. He doesn't see the obvious, the elephant in the room. That religious belief is a mental disease. It's simple as that. Pat Robinson is a Christ-psychotic infected imbecile. They have their Bibles, there are many Bibles. And then you have Islam psychotics that took over the Muslim Brotherhood in Egypt. These people, and they have all kind of intellectuals over there, but they are Islam psychotics. They believe in this prophet, Muhammad, that was giving a tour of heaven by an angel the night, right around from Mount Moriah in a flying horse. If you're a Muslim, you have to believe all that bunch of crap, and it's all a psychosis, mental illness. It doesn't belong in the 21st century, and atheist scientists don't say it. Connect the dots. This is the problem in the world. It's religious psychotic nuts all over the place, in control of countries. The Supreme Court of the United States is infected with ChristPsychosis. 6 of them. 6 members are Catholic ChristPsychosis. The other 2 are Jews. The Jews are mostly, atheists. Don't believe in all that crap. And then they come around with the Constitution of the United States. What do you think the Constitution came from? Do you remember the lunatics in the Mayflower? They came about the 1620s. They brought a law of books based. The Mayflower Compact is based on the Bible and the Geneva Bible. All that crap. And when they got into it, they found the Pilgrims also the same crap. They have Jamestown. They have all this thing. And they had the Mayflower Compact, the book of laws based on the Bible, which eventually they copied and make the Constitution of the United States, which is based on the Bible, in Christianity infected bullshit. That's the reason you have all these crazy laws in this country. You have the mention of a creator and, in God we trust and all that crap. Because the United States is a Christianity infected nation. Like it or not, there is no separation between church and state. They are one. Learn. Connect the dots and you'll see it's a fact. It's everywhere and nobody sees it. This is the problem. And Saint doesn't see that either. That's the problem. See, the God concept is created in the brain. It's an imaginary friend, which is at the root of all neurological disorders, like schizophrenia, for instance, and also the root of all religions. So religious is synonymous with a schizophrenia, to a mental disorder. Let's keep that in mind. And I call this believing a resurrected zombie that says with blood, ChristPsychosis. It's a religious psychosis. It's like if you believe in Prophet Allah and Prophet Muhammad and all that, you're Islam psychosis. And there are many, many different sects, Shia, Sunni, so forth. The same thing in all religious psychosis. There is different denominations of the cult, of the sect, psychosis of the person, because they believe in imaginary friends. These things are not real. But to them, because of the mental situation, they are real. And they're brought up in homes infected with the religious psychosis. If you're born in India, you're infected with Hindu psychosis. You're born in China with the Chinese psychosis. Of course, they're trying to dissipate it, so they try to get rid of it, of the idea. But it's also the idea of God or a superior being. But the thing is that the mind is wired. The brain is wired to answer questions. It wants to know everything. The moment that you're born and you start getting all the information, you want to know everything. You want to know what's that. And you learn very fast with the imprinting period. But in the moment that you don't understand something, automatically that comes the God concept. That explains everything. It's like X. It's like having an X, that question. It's like algebra. You put all the information, and all of a sudden you add X to it, which means God did it. And a lot of scientists, they learn a lot of things, but all of a sudden when they don't understand something, like a lot of creationists like Francis Collins and these people infected with ChristPsychosis, they all of a sudden say, God did it, a creator, an intelligent designer. They cannot cope with the idea, with the truth, which is that they're a product of Fox. They're a product of coitus. There is no God. God is a creation of the brain, especially when the brain is infected, when it's diseased, when it has suffers trauma, when it is under drugs. All of a sudden you start seeing all the spirits and all the imaginary friends going all around the place. So the same thing happens when you don't take any drugs, but you have that virus inside your brain. God virus, the delusion, the psychosis of God belief. And in the United States, it's ChristPsychosis. But in Jerusalem, they call it the Jerusalem syndrome. A very well documented situation. It's a mental condition, an aberration of the mind. But of course, since it's religion and it's faith, they just dismiss it as just faith. They don't understand that psychosis, religion, and schizophrenia are the same thing, under a different name.
Doctor, what do you make of Maria the Messiah?
והיא ללא ספק מציגה את אותה תמונה שאנחנו קראנו לה תסמונת ירושלים. תסמונת ירושלים, הדבר שמייחד אותה בעיניי זה שאנשים עם איזושהי רמה של כבמה שעליה הם משחקים את החזיונות שלהם, את המחשבות שלהם.
Donning white robes and wandering each day to holy sites to preach, Maria believes that God speaks directly to her.
So I became the king, and I came on a donkey, and the next day I was the king.
Like most sufferers of Jerusalem syndrome, Maria has gone without treatment.
You know what stand your ground means? How it was created? It's created by Christianity. It's created by ChristPsychotic infected imbeciles. They are racist, they're homophobes, they are theotarded because they believe in a resurrecting zombie that says with blood, which is a belief of the Middle Ages, in the 12th century. They are racist. It is in the Bible, in the book of lies that they have that they see as true. They consider blacks inferior. And of course, they have to get themselves armed with weapons, like the NRA and all these people have guns, kill as many people as you want, go on and hunt for animals and kill them and dismember them, because they love that. They love blood. ChristPsychosis infected imbeciles love to torture people. You can see that in Inquisition, and the many they killed, they were persecuting the Christ killers. In other words, the so-called Jews and Palestinians and most anybody that doesn't think like them. See, and that is the problem. They are despicable, and all that is taught in churches. Remember the KKK in Christianity infected America, racist America, not long ago? That's where it comes from. It's all from the Bible. People don't understand because they have a very short memory. United States of America is the most powerful, but also the most dumb and ignorant, deluded, ChristPsychosis infected nation on the planet. This is the problem. And mentally healthy atheists, scientists, and intellectuals don't speak up and call the Christ nuts for the deluded, theotarded, ignorant imbeciles that they are. And they should be treated in mental institutions. They have a problem with the brain. Atheists never say that. And they should. They should wake up. Tell the facts. Tell the truth. You believe in God, you're a theotard. Believing God is a brain disease, like schizophrenia. It's a form of schizophrenia. Let's deal with the facts. You remember the great song called War? What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Hey, you all, say it again. Remember that? Well, that should be the anthem, the theme song of the mentally healthy, of the sane. In other words, atheist. But instead of war, replace the word for God. The mental illness nobody sees. It's a brain disease. God. Psychosis. So you say, God, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Say it again. God, hey you all, what is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Just like cancer, just like tuberculosis, just like heart problems, just like diseases of all kinds. That's what God is. It's a disease of the mind. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Who needs cancer? God is cancer of the brain. What is good for? Absolutely nothing. God. Yeah. Who? What is good for? Absolutely nothing. God. Dun, dun. Hey, you all. What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Hey, I'm 71 years old. I have very good gene. My mom is 102. So, ChristPsychotic infected imbeciles, I'm Kalpun Pisa. And be prepared because I'll ram the facts up your butt, okay, for another 40 years. With technology and good genes, watch out. I'll see your demise. You're going to be all in the mental institution in the United States, going to be free of ChristPsychosis probably another 10 years.